Today on this episode of The Brain Surgeon's Take, we will be discussing Impossible is Nothing with ESPY award winner and Ironman triathlete Chris Nikic. Dive into the mind of this remarkable human with Down syndrome as he defies all the odds, inspires the masses, and accomplishes the incredible. Much more on this podcast episode. Welcome back, everyone. Here's my take on Chris Nikic. The guy is an absolute legend. To embrace his disability and not only become an athlete, but a world-class athlete is nothing short of spectacular. Chris was born with Down syndrome, but never let that deter his goal to become a fitness icon. He began exercising doing a single push-up every day and aimed to improve his performance 1% every single day. No excuses, just continual progress. Chris's determination is clearly apparent in this interview. He describes how he religiously trained with his coach 4 to 8 hours every day, each day. And this work ethic paid off when at the age of 21, he became the first person with Down syndrome to finish an Ironman triathlon and was recognized by the Guinness World Records, ESPY Awards, and Olympics. In case you don't know, an Ironman triathlon requires 2.4 miles of swimming, 112 miles of cycling, and then a full 26.2-mile marathon. Unreal. This conversation inspired me to be better. Chris's grit and resilience are something we should all strive for. Success in life requires the ability to not only confront challenges, but also persevere and overcome them. Chris is that guy. Listen up as we discuss Impossible is Nothing. Check it out. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Good.
Listen, thanks for joining us. Thanks for obviously taking time out of your day. And I know that you woke up today a little bit sick. There's definitely something going around, and I appreciate you taking time out of your day, especially when you're sick, to talk to us.
Nothing's going to stop me from doing all the podcasts or speeches. But
Absolutely.
still, I'm in high demand and I'm getting paid, so it's good.
Well, listen, man, it's a pleasure. I want to get into a little bit about, your story is so amazing. Tell us a little bit about when, how, and why you became so focused on fitness.
When I was 18, I just finished 4 major ear surgeries and I was out of shape and overweight. So my dad set me up for Special Olympics triathlon and we started to get in shape. 3 years later, I did Ironman.
Wow. And that's where it all started. And then tell us again about how you ramped up. The story that I was reading was you started doing one push-up, and then the next thing you know, you're doing triathlons. This episode of The Brain Surgeon's Take is brought to you by Vitamin Water. Vitamin Water is the ideal way to hydrate, replete your electrolytes, and maintain wellness. I drink vitamin water routinely during the day in order to keep up my energy and focus. Check out vitaminwater.com for more information and use the promo code BrainSurgeonsTake for 20% off your first order.
I train about 3 to 4 hours a day, and I like to eat things like chipotle, sushi, chicken strips, and pasta.
How tightly do you have to control your diet? Not at all, or
How much do you eat, buddy? He wants to know how much you eat.
Every day,
every day, all day? You sound like me. That's perfect.
yeah,
And you work out 4 to 6 hours every day?
yeah,
And is that just running, swimming, biking, all the above?
yeah.
Wow. Okay. What's your favorite out of those 3? Biking, running, swimming. Which one?
Running.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it makes my cute.
Tell us about your mindset. I think what makes your story so incredible is that you've overcome so much and that you don't look at your disability as a handicap. Tell us about your mindset that allows you to overcome that every single day.
What's your mindset, buddy?
1% better, just like every day.
Explain that to him. Explain 1% better every day. Tell him how you do it.
So it's a push-up, a sit-up, and a squat. Then the next day, again, and then again, then again,
Do you ever feel
then
like
again,
do you ever
and
feel like
again,
and let me guess, and again.
And again.
Do
and
you ever
again.
feel do you ever feel like you don't want to do it? Do you ever feel are there days when you just feel like you don't want to do that 1%?
Probably.
And then what
I
do
mean,
you
there
do?
has to be for sure. We all
Just
go
do
through
it.
those.
Just
And
do it anyway.
Yeah.
do you how do you react to other people who have difficulties in life and don't face challenges like you do? What's the advice that you want to give people who deal with hardship and need to overcome it?
The advice would be set a bar,
That's your words.
keep pushing forward. You gotta have a big dream and a big goal.
That's good advice. I mean, you gotta have mental fortitude and grit, which is something that I think many people lack. And you obviously have a very high level of resilience. Do you think that is something you were born with, or did you develop that over time? That can't be beat, impossible is nothing attitude.
How did you build that?
The mindset.
Yep. How'd you build that mindset?
Physical.
Yeah. Tell him. Don't tell me. Tell him how you built that mindset every day.
So I build the physical mindset.
Yeah, I always feel like the mental component is the hardest part. The physical, most people can do, but the mental challenges that you've overcome, I feel like that's what's most impressive. Um, do you feel like having Down syndrome has made you stronger? It seems like you've used that as a catalyst to become better. Do you feel like that quote unquote disability has actually made you stronger?
Mindset.
He said, did Down syndrome make you stronger, having Down syndrome?
I think so.
You think so? And then how? How did it make you stronger? What did you have to do to overcome Down syndrome?
Couple of Ironman. So basically, a couple of Ironman.
And what did you have to do to complete an Ironman?
To make me go strong.
Yeah, why was that so important to you? I kind of want to, I mean, obviously doing an Ironman is truly an incredible physical feat, but why was that so important to you in particular to do an Ironman triathlon?
Why was Ironman so important? He said.
Um,
What did you tell me you wanted? What was your dream? Why you wanted to do an Ironman? Look at him and tell him.
so the dream had to be uh, having my own place, and then maybe smoking hot blonde, and then have a car.
So you wanted your own place, your own car, and a smoking hot blonde?
Yeah,
And that was enough to do an Ironman?
yeah.
Okay.
I
Tell
mean,
him.
that's pretty good motivation. I mean, you can't blame the guy. Can't blame him. That's a
So
great, those are a great set of priorities. Um, what has been your greatest accomplishment so far? And you've had so many, but if you could pick out what you're most proud of, what would it be?
The awards,
Which ones? Which award?
the ESPYs.
The ESPYs?
Yeah.
Yep. And for those who don't know, Chris won the ESPY for Best Male Athlete with a Disability and the Jimmy V Resilience Perseverance Award, both which are truly amazing. Those were, and you also are in the Guinness Book of World Records, which is even cooler
Yeah.
in my opinion. So, um, I'm going to ask you a hard question. What has been your biggest failure and what did you learn from it?
The failure was when I crashed the bike
When you crashed your bike?
and I ended up in the ER
Okay, so
with like stitches.
Was that during training?
Yeah.
Okay. How long were you out of training for?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. What did you learn from that? Was it something you did wrong or you just another
It was like
setback?
my dad's fault again.
the dad's fault.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he's a problem.
Well, it's amazing you bounced back in only 2 weeks after a bad bike crash,
I know.
and didn't get deterred. Um, who would you say is your biggest role model?
Basically, around this, basically the kids.
so he wants you to know your role model. So who do you think about? Like, whose devotional do you do every night when you're reading? Whose book is that?
Timo.
So tell him about your kind of how long he's been your role model and why you like Tim Tebow so much.
So basically, the reason why I got the award is because Tim Tebow was there.
How do you know Tim Tebow? Just through social networks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Tim's a pretty amazing guy. Obviously, everyone knows his story. How does he motivate you? How is he your role model?
Through grit.
Through grit? Yeah, he's
I would
got it.
agree. I would agree. Tim definitely has it. That's what he's known for, and obviously that's rubbed off on you as well. Um, Tell me, so every night you kind of think about his story and it motivates you for the next day?
Yeah.
That's a great role model to have. Great role model. I'm sure Tim is very proud of. I'm sure you've told him that, and that's obviously something that anyone would love to hear.
He
Um,
knows that.
yeah, absolutely.
And the second role model is my old man.
Yeah, that's a good
So
role.
basically,
Another great role model to have.
he works all day and then have fun.
That's a fantastic motto to live by. Totally agree. Totally agree. Do you work out in the mornings or you work out in the afternoon or at night?
Morning.
Yeah, just get it out of the way. I
And
agree.
then afternoon, I take a day off.
Hey, do you take how many days off a week do you take?
Whenever I've had stuff in those.
Only when
Okay.
you have those?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you work out every day?
Yeah.
Wow. Nonstop. I
But
love it.
yesterday was the day off. And today I'm taking that day off. And tomorrow I'm going to San Antonio.
What are you
Wow.
doing?
Okay.
Freaking speech.
Speech, yeah.
That's amazing.
Out
Well,
of my
hopefully,
own hotel room.
yeah, I hope you feel better also. Today take a day off and obviously rest and hydrate. Tell us about,
Onion rings.
yeah,
Mac and cheese.
I love it.
Pizza.
I can hear you.
Oreos.
Yeah, I mean, that'll
Oreos.
do it too.
To him, not me.
What?
Talk to him, not me.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Well, Chris, tell me a little bit about your favorite Down syndrome charity? Are there any exciting developments, charities that you think that our listeners should be supporting?
Yeah.
How about the 1% Better charity?
So basically, you go to the website, Chris Nikic, and then
And it talks about your charity.
donate if they want a t-shirt.
So may I say something on that one? So yes, Chris has a 1% Better charity, and it's focused on building a life through physical fitness for others like Chris. And we're going to be building an academy in Orlando to teach others with intellectual disabilities how to make exercise the vehicle by which they live a full, inclusive, and create employment opportunities for them. So, what Chris has done, we think can be replicated through proper training and coaching and structure and help everyone achieve their full potential.
That would be amazing. Wow, what a great charity. That's an amazing mission, and I completely agree with it. I mean, look at what it's done for Chris. And so if people can all have that same drive, that's the problem. You're going to need to, everyone can say, I want to do what Chris did, but not everyone, of course, can do what Chris did. They don't have the same drive and motivation. So, but at least you give them the infrastructure, and then if they can do it, they can do it. So Chris, you've conquered essentially every fitness challenge. What is your next goal? Do you have another endeavor that you're working towards?
I'm really looking forward to the 5 majors. I'm
Okay.
going
And when is
to
that?
Japan on March 3rd.
Yep. So March 3rd is your last one, your last major. That's when he gets the added 6 stars.
Wow. Amazing. And that's coming up when?
March.
Wow, coming up soon. Chris, one of the things that I thought about reading your story, which is so incredible, what drives you? What motivates you every day? What makes you tick?
This guy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So one day we were at the local lake, and I swam 1,000 meters, and then I saw the wall, and I actually didn't put Chris Nikic. I just put Chris from camp, and that's when my dad and I came home, and then both my mom and my sister said it's crazy. And I did tell him, and I said, "You're crazy." And then my mom was like, "You're crazy." And then my sister's like, "Why are you doing this?" And I'm like, "Jackie." And she's like, "Don't Jackie me." And I'm like, I'm going to stop you right there. During the Ironman, these one city, one man, and it needs to be the first person ever to complete anything that's not been done before. And if you are going to stop me, go ahead.
Did anybody stop you?
And
Looks like
I'm
not.
not going to try for 1 second to live like this. And I'm like, I'm my dad, and I'm like, this
Let's do it.
yeah.
Yeah, you did say that. Let's do it.
It's amazing. That's honestly super inspirational and moving because There's so many people who just complain in life and have the victim mentality that woe is me and so doesn't work out in my favor. I just think seeing what you've done with what many perceive to be a disability, and like you said, it's made you stronger and you've taken that as a chip on your shoulder. That inspires me. I'm sure it inspires our listeners to be better. On that note, last question. What would you say to anyone who's listening who wants to be the next Chris Nikic?
Or pursue better every day.
Say that again.
Push hard. Eat more rice from Chipotle. And my question to you is, what if we are not a problem? What if the parents are the problem?
What do you mean the parents are the problem?
He's still the problem. And imagine when, like for instance, if you're a dad and he's a dad, and both dads are problems.
Dads can be problems for sure.
How are we a problem?
Because you're all man, you're a problem.
Okay.
Well, it looks like your dad's motivated you. So
Well, exactly.
What do you mean not exactly?
It's my mom. Because we've been married for 37 years, and on May 4th, I'm going to see Montenegro.
And what are you going to
okay.
Get a hot blonde.
Get a hot blonde? Okay.
Who is super spicy and hot.
Well,
And
Chris, listen.
on top of that, I'm doing an Ironman out there.
Yeah? How long are you going to be out there for?
The whole month.
The whole month? Okay. Are you going to be training or no? Just looking for hot blondes?
Just looking for a hot blonde.
Okay. So a month off of training, that's reasonable.
The Ironman, the hot blonde, and do God knows what.
Listen, Chris,
Oh, no, man.
I love your perspective. I love your view on life, on challenges. I think anyone listening to this interview understands the motivational aspect. I think the take home message, at least for me, is that look, we all go through challenges. Life is hard for everyone. And it's not about whether you have challenges, it's do you overcome them? Do you learn from your failures? Do you bounce back stronger? And I think your story is one of someone who has the grit, the resilience to bounce back, and what you've accomplished is remarkable, and you should be incredibly proud, as is your family, clearly.
Thanks.
Well, it's good talking to you, Chris. We'll be in touch. All right. I hope you guys have a great weekend.
Thanks.